Yeah, I had a script planned for this video, but I don't think this map deserves any forethought. This is just going to be like a rant, get off my chest style sort of video, so please bear with me here. But it's going to be about the latest map in Dead by Daylight, the Shattered Square, the one with the one that came with the Forged in Fog chapter. And I gotta say, um, I have two minds of this, right? On the one hand, it is a fantastic map from visuals, art, and aesthetic, right? It is breathtaking to see the decimated village, the smoldering ruins, the blood-soaked tree with all its roots spread out, sort of like this eldritch horror style thing. Very cool, very epic. The problem is that I guess in recent times they decided that I guess they value art and aesthetic over functionality, right? Because from a basic plain Jane gameplay perspective, which you'll kind of see in the gameplay footage here that I recorded, yes, this is all bots, so you can roast me in the comments below. It was just easy to set up this way. But you'll see that there is just way too many pallets and junk tiles, right? And that wouldn't necessarily be a problem because I think they use like a game generator seed or something where, some sort of AI will go through, calculate, oh, hey, we're going to have a jungle gym here, a junk tile over there. It'll kind of calculate the distance and kind of make it a bit, well, ideally, fair and balanced, right? The problem is that for whatever reason, I don't know if it's a glitch or if they programmed it this way, it is insane the amount of pallets that spawn close together on this map, right? I don't know if it's a bug, this is just, I'm sure they'll patch it out later, but it's just raw first impressions, right? And sometimes you'll get a junk tile, a little long, short wall, or standard Dead by Daylight style stuff, right? And you'll get that junk tile, and the side that the pallet is facing, right, it will face towards a window, which will lead into a jungle gym. Like, it's just disgusting, right? Because then the survivor can loop you for a bit, drop the pallet, or even stun you with it, right? And then just go to the window and just go through and be safe and be, into the next loop or jungle gym. It's almost like cowshed levels of just how bad things are sort of laid out and designed. Where I don't want to be that guy that says it's survival side, but it's very hard for killers, especially certain killers like Wesker, right? There's just so much shit in the way. It is insane to try and grab someone or try to, pressure people. Because just how much tiles, the debris, junk is just literally in the way. How much sort of like the preschool style hedges, right? Those like, oh, I don't know, like small building style hedges that are stupid and they shouldn't even exist in the first place. How they block off that whole wall. Yeah, so they have some of those tiles inside this map where there's like an animal pen or like a manger of some sorts. It'll kind of spawn near the main building, which is a nightmare, but it's a whole other topic. But they'll spawn near the main building, or they'll spawn in sort of other small decimated ruin type buildings, like small burnt out villages, and it'll just be completely safe. Like, you can't outplay people there, right? Because the survivor can just look through the crack and be like, oh, hey, you're going left? Okay, I'll go right. Oh, you're going right? I'll go left. You just have to eat it. And it's not fun, right? Speaking of just overall pallets, right? Shack, I swear to God, sometimes, shack, really good structure. Sometimes around the shack, they'll just spawn 3 or 4 different pallets around the shack and junk tiles. Like, sometimes they'll have a pallet before the shack pallet, double stacked pallets. And sometimes the window will face outwards towards another pallet or a jungle gym. And it's just, I don't know what they were thinking when they were making this map, right? Like, it's almost like the new Hawkins, right? Where just a lot of killers were not viable on that map, right? The only, 4 or 5 killers that were viable on Hawkins were what? Any stealth killer, right? So what, Michael, Ghostface, I guess maybe Pig, some stealth, right? And then Bubba, of course, because his power is super simple. Maybe Demogorgon, perhaps. I never really played much against him or as him on that map. I guess Nurse. Oni, maybe. Blight, maybe. Right? Like, if only a certain pool of your roster, right? I don't know, I mean, killers are like 30 now. If only like a quarter of them are decent on a map, then that map has failed, right? It should be at least balanced and open to a lot of different killers and play styles, right? Now, what I could see him doing is, of course, just, you know, getting rid of all the pallets, which will probably be in the next patch notes. We'll probably see something along the lines of, oh, we're sorry about how we designed the map. We're just going to go ahead and, successfully delete some pallets, like what they did to, well, was it the game or something like that? Didn't they, like, remove pallets from, like, another map eons ago? Sorry about the cough. I'm a bit sick here. But yeah, it's just it's good for art like Midwich and RPG, but for in terms of gameplay and functionality, it's I don't know, F minus, nuke it from the game. Like it's just I don't remember the last time they made a decent map in terms of functionality and just layout. Like, I'm trying to think, and I just can't remember or recall at all. And another thing, too, sorry, I'm all over the place, this is just my raw thoughts, so, is that for certain killers on the Shattered Square, range killers probably have a field day on that map because of how far you can see people. It is insane the draw distance on that map, right? It's almost like the cornfields where, yeah, sure, okay, so sometimes the corn will obscure vision, but you can pretty much see from one end of the map to the other without little, repercussions or anything like that. So, I guess it's good on one hand because you can see survivors and initiate chases more. But for huntresses, I guess just huntresses. I mean, tricksters and death singers are just struggling. So, I guess huntresses will just have a field day on that map because of the amount of sight lines and just open space and waist-high cover there is. It's just, I don't know, like, just remove what I do, right? Because I want to be bickering and just being a negative Nancy, right? I like to try to see the good in some, in people and things, right? So, what I would suggest to do, right, is to sort of, I don't know, remove half of the structures and just condense the map, right? I guess it's not too big-ish, right? It's not like the, both Red Forest maps, but it feels big because the amount of ruins and just debris scattered about the place. So what I would recommend to do for a change is just to get rid of half of it. You don't need the, like you have like what the cow tree in the map too. So you not only do you have shack, a craft main building, you also have the cow tree as well. So you have 3 really good structures to keep killers busy by. You don't need all these loops that the junk tiles that loop into other junk tiles that loop into windows and jungle gyms. Just no, it's not fun that way. It's not fun for either side because there's no strategy, there's no sort of mind games, there's no skill involved. That it's just, oh, me see pallet, me run to pallet, me throw down pallet, because me see another pallet two steps to my left, which I'll then rotate over, throw that down, and then you're gonna have to waste time kicking them and just ugh. It's just overall just ugh. I mean, I guess everyone knows it, so I'm not saying anything new here. It's just something I have to get off my chest. Just a little video idea that I had in mind here. So yeah, I mean, like and subscribe and all that, and I guess comment down below if you feel the same way, or if you don't. I'm welcome to any and all thoughts. Right? It's just kind of mostly a discussion type video, right? If you love the Shattered Square, more power to you. I'm not trying to insult you in any way, shape, or form there. It's just, I don't know. I guess I'm tired of just art over functionality, right? I'm not trying to say, right, that we should just have a monotone 4x4 square with one tile, one window, one pallet, couple gens. No, nothing like that, but I guess gameplay design team needs to step up or step in the discussions and just sort of have their voices be heard more, because it just seems like the art department has their way with a lot of what goes on in the map, and who knows, right? Maybe I'm incorrect, maybe I'm wrong, right? Sure, probably, right? But it's hard to tell that when their track record is more art over gameplay. No, I mean, yeah, oh yeah, same with the Knight, right? I guess sure, right? Because it's gonna be like a 20-minute video anyway, just a little short rant discussion. I may as well lay into the Knight here a little bit. Look, I love him, right? Probably because he's a new kid on the block. A month from now, I'll probably learn to hate him or just, you know, grow weary of him. I don't want to, but it's another case of just, I don't know, right? Because his whole power, right? You know, they designed him to have, oh, you can do patrol routes, you can plan a route for your guards to take, and they'll watch and stay on patrol, and it'll be great, right? Who was doing the QA testing there? Right? I don't mean this as insults, right? This is just me sort of just, you know, just saying as it is, right? But did they fall for the green light every time? Because survivors can see where you're going with your power. It's not a secret. It's not like Spirit where it's like, oh, I don't know, right? Or which way is she coming from? Right? It's like, oh, you're okay, you're going to put a guard there? Cool, I'm just going to run in the opposite direction. Sure, right? He'll recover pretty quickly, but I'm still gaining distance. I'm just running forward, right? It's the same problem as artists. It's just, like, right? It's just, hey, I'm just going to run forward and just not be in the line of your birds. Right, I see you placing one, I'm going to rotate out of the area and just go to a different area. Right? It sort of leads to that unsatisfactory feeling in terms of gameplay and just overall, yeah, I guess gameplay for both sides there. And, yeah, right, and most people, what they do with the Knight is just plot. Hey, even I played, when I played as him, yeah, I just, hey, you're at a tile, cool, I'm just going to put the guard right there at the pallet. Right? The only thing that I lose is just you going to a different tile, right? Because I could just walk forward, right? If you know, stun with the pallet, that's great. The guard will still see him. The guard will be unaffected because he's invincible during that sort of, you know, I guess, seeking phase, right? Where he goes all ethereal and goes to the last place he saw a survivor. It doesn't matter. You're still going to eat the hit regardless, or get into a hunt or chased by me, right? It's just, I don't know. Like, I do applaud them for trying something unique with, like, AI and all that. Like, the only other killer would be Nemesis, although he has his own problems, too, with being a poor man's pyramid head. But that's another topic. It's just poor execution or poor planning, right? I'm sure they meant well, but I don't think they realized what most people would do, right? And what most people do is play it in an efficient manner, right? Sure, it's the same as Pinhead, right? Sure, I can, you know, put my portal through different doorways, right? And different walls and hook you on the other side of the wall with my chains, right? But I don't gain distance. I gain such small distance, right? Being cool leads to a defeat, as Pinhead. Same with Knight, right? If you plan out all this intricate patrol routes and you know, around loops and around buildings, they're like, oh, you know, I think we're gonna go over here. No, you are going to suffer. The best way is to play the boring way. And yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to say about it. So I guess the rest of this video would just be some of the gameplay footage I captured on I guess just showing just how awful the Shattered Square is for killers. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry if I'm coming across as that guy who's always, oh, it's so Survivor side. Ow, jeez. Oh, so bad, right? I don't want to be that guy. But it's just something that needs to be said, right? Because it's just abysmal how this could happen, right? Again, I don't know if it was a bug, if they planned it out that way, right? With all these different junk tiles and pallets. It's just, yeah, it was just bad overall. So anyways, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.